Hello my friends, John LaRuffa here with another Unbiased unboxing, and in this episode we're going to be taking a look at Dune Imperium. Let's go see what is inside this quite large box. As usual folks, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel as it really helps me out. Now, looking at this box, the cover has that ominous Dune look to it. Now, I'll tell you what, I don't really know much about Dune. And you know, it's funny. I love sci-fi. And the only reason I didn't read the Dune series is because I heard the first book was amazing. And then every other book after that was not so much amazing. And so it kind of turned me off. I know everybody would say, you know, just read the first book, blah, blah, blah. But I never did. Okay, so I like the fact that in the back, you can see clearly what you're going to get in the game. They show you some cards. They show you the board. That's nice. I appreciate that. I always do. I like that there's a contents listing on the back as well. That's good. Okay. All right, now as we crack it open, box is plain inside. Epic looking rule book start here. With those old, you know, sandworms and everything else. I do sort of know a little bit about the story. And it's a large square rule book that fills up the whole box. Looks like you're going to have easy to read rules. No problems with the font size. Very big, very large. Setup instructions. So that's cool. Appreciate that. Yeah. Liberal use of white space, so to speak. So this isn't going to be that long of a read. Looks like they're going to, you know, explain the turns like usual. Combat phase markers, clarifications, and some strategy tips, which I won't be reading those unless I need to. And then a little iconography on the back, which is good, and some additional terms. And then, I was wondering about this. Here we go. So solo rules and two-player games. That's cool. I'm glad that they have that as a separate aside, especially solo play. That's awesome. Hopefully it'll be good enough. I won't have to do any kind of additional printout or anything. And then telling you about the board spaces. So that's good. All right. They did a good job with those. Easy to look at and read. Our first punch board, medium thickness here. We got this guy and some different looking player factions, most likely the sandworm there as well. There's the back. Moving on to the game board. I love that they took the time to pack it with a little foam. Thank you. That's great. It doesn't need to be bashed around. Appreciate that. Because there's nothing worse than getting damaged components that are happen in shipping. Everybody, I'm sure, hates them. So that board looks pretty sharp. I know people said that the artwork looks bland, but I think it looks sharp and at least crisp. Nothing on the back of the board there, but it'll be clear to see from a standpoint of what's going on in the game. All right. Then the inside has plenty of space, which is good. I like to sleeve my cards, so there'll be plenty of space to hold them, most likely. Big fat stack of cards there. Let's get to that in just a second. So we've got some wooden pieces. The wooden pieces themselves look pretty standard. These are going to be most likely your worker placement folks, like that. All right. Then we have a couple of different hexagonal size wooden pieces there. Some cylinders, like some water. Maybe that's a first player marker, don't know. And cubes and different size wooden cylinders and more cubes. So there's the wooden components. They did give me one additional bag. Okay. Small thing of cards. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let's see what's in this. So here are the most likely your different faction personages, and on the back looks like a player aid to tell you how the round starts and what to do. So that's good. I like that. Give you some information there. And then here's who we got here. We got the Duke, Paul, the Baron, Glossu, Earl, the Countess, the Count, and Helena. So that's what we've got. I'm sure that these are characters from the book, for the Dune universe. All of you who are rolling out there, you know, that's what happens. I buy games for the game itself, not always for the theme. Sometimes I know them, sometimes I don't. Okay, so let's look at this small deck of cards here. See what we've got with regards to quality, finish, thickness, etc. Okay, these are smooth and actually pretty good thickness. They don't seem to be thin, so I like that. So let's see what we have in this little mini deck. So it looks like we've got a conflict deck over here of different colors. So 1s, 2s, and 3s. And then an intrigue deck. So in the intrigue deck, we have different things like this, refocus, ambush. I'm sure that'll add to the hidden nature of different things. So these, no real artwork here, just telling you what to do. That's okay, I guess. Not the end of the world. But I could see why people would say it's a little bland. Okay, so those are coming to the end of that. Okay, so that's the end of the intrigue deck. And then we've got some conflicts here, which looks like maybe they're first, second, or third. I don't know if that's the place that you finish in, probably what you get. Maybe it's rewards. Okay. And they get a little better. And then we have the battle for the Imperial Basin, etc. Grand Vision. So, different conflicts there. All right, card quality is good. If you're not a sleever by nature, you probably won't feel the need to sleeve those. Now, this big stack, the brunt of the game here. Cards here are the same thickness and smoothness, and I'd say they're pretty good from an overall feel standpoint. So, you've got a lot of different, let's see what these are here. Just the house cards, okay. So we've got different cards that are telling you to harvest spice. I'm going to drop these for sure. Rally troops, conspire. Again, our work is pretty limited, pretty stoic, so to speak. So it is what it is. But I've heard that the game itself, the gameplay is really, really fun. So that's what I'm looking for more than anything else. Okay, let's take a look at these cards. Now, this is probably more into your deck building hand, so to speak. So we've got some assassination missions. Dr. Yu. So it looks like you've got maybe a cost up there, what they do on the bottom, some other things. All right, so lots of different things there. Okay. I think it'll be just fine with regards to those who don't want to sleeve them. These cards are moving just fine through my hands here. Some characters there, different kinds of factions. So that's cool. And they're getting more expensive as we get deeper into the deck here. I'm thinking that's the cost. So we got all the way up to 8 right there. These are non-cost cards. This is probably your starting decks, so to speak, because there is no cost. All right, and I'm sure we'll get a little asymmetry with regards to how each of the factions begins. And then a couple of these that do have costs again. Oh, the spice must flow for 9 and something else. Cool. All right, so that's what the components look like. Thanks again for watching. I'm looking forward to giving this a try, and I hope you enjoy whatever your gaming experience is in the future. Take it easy, everybody. Thank you.